A megacity is defined as a very large city with a population of over 8 million, currently the world has 36 megacities, including Mexico City and Beijing. Megacities have become subject of urbanization as people are moving away from rural areas and have moved towards urban areas to seek opportunity, including employment and quality housing. People living in urban areas have increased from 30% in 1950 to 54% in 2014. The obvious movement towards the urban areas have caused overcrowding in megacities, resulting in the high population. Mexico City is the capital of Mexico, with a population of over 20 million people. Mexico City was founded by the Aztecs in 1325, and the main language spoken is Spanish. The sixth largest city in the world is said to have everything one needs and wants. Housing can be seen as an issue in Mexico City straight away when looking at the amount of people per square kilometre. In Mexico City, the density of people per square kilometre is 9,000 compared to cities like Sydney and New York, where these cities have about 2,300 people living per square kilometre. Now that this issue has been identified, the challenge that faces people in Mexico City is that there is more demand for houses than supply. Due to the overpopulation of Mexico City, there are also less job opportunities available as there are more people, which contributes to the reason for how 40% of people in Mexico City live below the poverty line. In addition to this, houses for these groups of people become inaccessible as the minimum wage is $4 a day in Mexico City, meaning it becomes harder to afford houses, further contributing to the housing issues. People have no choice but to build in the slums of Mexico, also known as the squatter settlements or colonias. One of Mexico City's biggest slums is Nesa, with a population of over 4 million people. Overcrowding is a major challenge faced in the slum in Mexico City, creating an unhealthy lifestyle. Another problem and issue faced with poor housing conditions of the colonias is that there are a lack of utilities, including a lack of fresh water, sewer systems and electricity, which can all lead to diseases like typhoid, where the annual mortality rate for people in Mexico City with typhoid per 100,000 people has increased by 48.3% since 1990, a 2.18% increase per year. This challenge is being faced by the citizens of Mexico City due to the poor housing conditions and overpopulation, as all the houses are on top of each other, increasing the likelihood spread of the disease. Through this, it is obvious that the challenge for Mexico City is that it must keep up with the rising population and demand for housing, as well as helping its people who are not earning that much money so they can afford houses too. NGOs are known as non-government organizations, and they play a massive role in Mexico City. The purpose and the function of an NGO is to address any issues, in this case addressing housing issues. In regards to housing, there are many NGOs that try and provide an answer for housing issues, including Anadeges. The housing issue in Mexico City is extremely difficult to fix directly, but there are things being done to help reduce the level of poverty that these people are living in. Anadeges are a group of 20 NGOs and help people develop their own organic foods in the slums of Mexico City. The goal is not to directly fix housing issues in Mexico, but to help the conditions through 1. Economic saving. Savings average about $150 for some households a year, allowing them to spend more money in other areas, or save to afford a house and leave the slums. 2. Healthier, fresher organic foods can decrease the risks of cancer, and just recently Mexico has been noted as one of the countries with the lowest risk of attaining cancer, as well as deaths for cancer in Mexico have declined by 25% since 1990. Non-government organizations are not of the same income as the government and are funded by the people, so the overall issue will more than likely need some help from the government. The Mexican government launched a $1.2 billion program which added bedrooms to 500,000 homes in the poor areas of Mexico, mainly in the city, which affects residents who are suffering from overcrowding, which addressed health problems in Mexico, as sleep deprivation can lead to obesity, which can be seen in Mexico, as it is considered to be one of the most obese countries, as obesity from 2000 to 2012 has gone from 16% to 26% and has seen a 15% increase in children. Statistics of Mexico City. The overcrowding of housing has also led to less areas in the city for people to exercise, meaning physical activity is declining in Mexico City, highlighting the issue of overcrowding houses in Mexico City. Overall in Mexico City, governments have tried to reduce housing issues, but due to the abundance of population per square kilometre, the best thing they can currently do is just help the issue, as there is currently no solution. Beijing is known as China's massive capital and has a rich history, but at the same time has truly modernised the world. It is the 11th biggest city in the world, with a population reaching about 22 million in mid-2016. It is noted that Beijing has been around since Emperor Qin had united China in 221 BC, and the main language spoken is Mandarin. Health and social issues in Beijing. It is no secret that Beijing is a city filled with all sorts of pollution, and due to this, pollution has been and has continued to be a major public health concern for the population, both in the short term and long term. Air pollution in December of 2015 reached an all-time worst, with the government having to issue a red alert, meaning most things around the city had to close down, including schools and flights. The air pollution in Beijing has been known to trigger health problems, including lung cancer, which is a leading cancer in Beijing. And with the increase in air pollution in the past 10 years, lung cancer has increased by 50% in Beijing. It is assumed that the air pollution experience for the average citizen of Beijing is 7 times worse than that of the average American citizen. In 2014, Beijing released a trove of data on the air quality of its own city. The results were shocking. As just seen, Figure 1 goes from April of 2008 to early 2014. The graph notes that there were at least 1,800 days where the air quality of Beijing has been at least unhealthy. Only 2 days on the graph since 2008 have been good, both being in the bottom left corner where the arrow is pointing. This causes the Beijing population to question what is happening, as since 2005 the air pollution of Beijing has increased by over 10%, which once again causes more diseases in the population, as cardiovascular disease in Beijing has increased by over 5%, and this has been linked mainly to the air pollution of Beijing. This graph measures the amount of particulate matter in the air, known as PM2.5. The question frequently asked is, where does all this smog and pollution come from? The answer is simple. Over 90% of it comes from industries and traffic alone. Statements show that the majority of the pollution and smog occurs in winter, as this is when temperatures drop, so the demand for electricity increases, meaning that more people are using additional electricity at once. Furthermore, coal burning in Beijing is the single biggest source of air pollution. Due to all of this, in wintertime, when the temperatures enter the negatives in Beijing, like in January when it averages -4 degrees Celsius, families in Beijing turn on heaters and other energy sources, and the coal-fired plants that produce electricity send microscopic particles of dust in the air, creating more air pollution. Self-help projects and urban protests. The project being implemented in Beijing is an anti-pollution scheme known as the Red Alert, which consisted of the closing of schools, multiple factories and flights. The effectiveness of this project was to highlight and show the Beijing population what would occur if there was minimal pollution for a day. Also showing and telling the population to reduce the amount of transport by cars and try going on trains and buses a lot more. The overall idea of the project was to also try and minimize pollution, as stated in the previous sentence, to also decrease levels in which in turn can make an impact on the lowering of diseases, as talked about earlier. The Red Alert was a scheme forced by the government as the population was being put in danger with 6-day consistent smog clouds. The morning the Red Alert was released, the air quality index had reached 260, which is 5 times more than what is considered healthy. Which in this case, if the Red Alert wasn't put in place, it could have led to more diseases, including lung cancer, which is the biggest killer in China, and cancer, which is the biggest killer in Beijing. Highlighting the effectiveness of the Red Alert. The main problem is there are many unregulated industries, meaning there is currently no limit on the amount they can produce, multiplying the amounts of pollution even more. The Red Alert hasn't been the only initiative and scheme undertaken by the government in Beijing. The central government implemented a national air pollution action plan, responding to the so-called air apocalypse in China in 2011 and 2012. The core of the scheme would see a cutback in coal in the metropolitan areas. The effects of this are shown today, as an article released in February of 2017 by Leon Kay, a writer and strategic communication specialist, showed that Beijing would decrease its consumption of coal by roughly 30% in 2017, which could also be an attempt to decrease the diseases talked about above. Also, according to many resources, including the Scientific American, the coal use in Beijing is aimed at less than 7 million tonnes in 2017, which has decreased from 2013, when coal produced was about 22 million tonnes. This can hopefully reduce the amount of pollution, which in turn will increase people's standards of living and life expectancy. Life expectancy in Beijing has increased from 2013, when it was 80 years, to 2016, when it was 82 years. This can be linked to the reduction of coal, which has led to less air pollution. Overall, the response to air pollution in Beijing has been good, as they have tried multiple things to try and reduce air pollution, which in turn could prevent diseases. The only problem is it too late? Megacities face challenges every day, whether it be the housing problems of Mexico City or the health and social issues of Beijing. It all falls back on and is looked at by the rest of the world on how well the country responds to each one of these problems, be it by cooperation from NGOs or by self-help projects and urban protests. Megacities face problems and challenges every day, just like people, and how they overcome and respond to these challenges define how good the megacity really is.